I am gonna find a 5-star book in this vlog. It is going to happen because I literally haven't had one this month. Welcome back to a new reading vlog where I'm gonna find a 5-star read. So we're gonna dive right in because, oh my god, we're gonna dive into some of the books that I want to read in this vlog because I have a big TBR for myself, but I do want to mood read a little bit. I've struggled with reading vlogs because I feel like I put constraints on myself about like what books I want to read, but then I get like, I don't know, a couple days pass and I switch what I want. So these are ones that are on my radar right now, okay? The first one is A Reaper at the Gates by Salva Tahir. This is the third book in the Ember and the Ashes series. My audio came in from my library. The fourth book hasn't come in yet, but I do want to continue. Oh wait, I didn't look at the art. There's art in here, but I never looked at it. But I recently just hauled this book, so I definitely want to read this one. This is a YA fantasy series, but YA is like stretching it, but it's fantasy. Another one is a romantasy, and that is The Wind Weaver by Julie Johnson. Guys, I've been like wanting to read this for so long, like really for the past month, and I'm like, I just need to sit down and do it because I have a feeling this is going to be a 5-star. And I don't know anything. I just know people have been talking about it, and I kind of want to just get cozied up and start this book. I also have The Night and the Moth. Now, I hope this is going to be a 5-star. This is not like a, I think it might be. This is like, I really hope so because I'm going to be really sad in a way. So I do have this book. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up this week. I might wait a week, but yeah, this one I tried the audiobook. I said this in a couple of videos, but I tried the audiobook and the writing and or the narrator just didn't work for me. So I kind of like put it on pause until I got a physical copy. And so I bought the hardback and I was like, okay, let's cozy up. Let's read it because Gothic is my thing. I do have a couple of ebooks. One that I think is actually going to be a 5-star read that I'm currently 20% in. I started this ebook last night, but that is Bourbon and Proof by Victoria Wilder. So this is a, how do you say it, like a romantic suspense book, but it's more like romancy. It's the third book in the Bourbon Boys series. This is about, if this is a series that follows these 3 brothers. They own this like distillery in Kentucky, and I love the covers. I have the other 2 books behind me. Where are they? Behind me. So I definitely want to order the paperback of the third just because I love these covers so much. The art is stunning. But I think that this is going to be the 5-star in the series for me because all of them have either been a 4 or 4.5 star. But this is Ace's book, and Ace is the oldest. He is taking care of his younger brothers. You see him being the oldest in all this series. It's giving Sean Bell from Sinner by Sierra Simone vibes, and that is why I think it's gonna be a 5-star read. Sean Bell is the ultimate Bell brother. If you disagree, I mean, like, you're wrong, but like, I love him so much, and that's the vibe that it's giving for me. So I am reading that on my Kindle, and we shall see if that's going to be a 5-star, because it's like one of those things where all the books were like close to being 5 stars, so I have a feeling that this is going to be one. And then the other one, like audio wise, that I have caught up. I'm currently reading that one. I'm 15% in. I don't know if it's going to be a 5-star because I've heard, like, I thought it was at first, but then I heard that not many people were loving this that usually love, like, who loved Lights Out. So I'm a little nervous, but also I have a new release, which is Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. So this one does come out on Tuesday. I do have the audio hold. I think it's going to come in, but it's about like a songwriter and a bitter musician who share a connection. Apparently it's like the most anticipated book of the summer, and I have a feeling that this is going to be a 5-star read because I love Ashley Poston's writing. The cover just screams summer. So those are just some of the books that I have that I really think are going to be 5 stars. In this video that I want to read, I think like the main 3 that I do want to read is the Ashley Poston book, obviously finishing Bourbon and Proof by Victoria Wilder, which I cannot wait to sit down tonight and start that. And I think for sure I'm gonna read The Wind Weaver. So yeah, this will be a physical read for me, and I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, guys, you can't, oh my gosh. There's a prologue. Oh my god. The first line of this book in chapter 1, just that I just so happened to look. The noose chafes, a necklace of death. I feel my pulse, steady, staccato, thudding away beneath the fragile skin at my throat. There's no fear, not anymore. I don't need to say anything more. Like, I'm so ready. Guys, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to read all these good books. I just need a 5-star read because I'm craving one. Do you know what I mean? So these are just some of the books I have. I hope you come along with me for this weekly reading vlog, see what I get up to, see all the things that happen, and see if, I'm pretty sure we're gonna try and find a 5-star read. I hope. I really hope so. So I have a reading update. So I went to dinner with my parents because it is Father's Day here in the States. So we went to dinner tonight. Yummy. Fantastic. It was just me, my husband, my mom, and my dad. We saw my husband's parents yesterday. Fantastic, love that. Now I'm home, okay? And driving there, driving back, getting ready, all of that stuff. I am, how far I am into this book? 46% into caught up, and unfortunately, I'm going to DNF it. I have lots of thoughts, and I'm going to touch on them kind of briefly, but this was my Patreon pick for June. So over on my Patreon, we always do like a buddy read for the month, and for June everyone picked Caught Up, and I was very excited because I loved Lights Out. Like, I gave it 4.5 stars. I really thought this was going to be a 5-star read for me because not only is it like the mafia guy that we see in Lights Out, but I just thought it was going to have the same dark humor. It was going to be like just fresh and different like that, if that makes sense. And so I was hella excited, so excited to start this audiobook. And yeah, I'm DNFing at 46% because it is not anything similar to Lights Out. I will say it's very sex positive in that way, where we have like sex workers and, you know, our female characters like in that industry, and she's also fighting for advocacy and being an advocate for them in like legislation, which I always love that. But I will say like that's part's fine for me. I have a problem with the second chance romance. Apparently they knew each other when they were younger, had a thing quickly, then something happened and he just like disappeared. I don't know. Like, I love a second chance. Like, don't get me wrong, second chance is one of my favorite tropes. This one, I feel no chemistry between them. Like, they go to a sex club while he meets her there and kind of like is trying to talk to her because she doesn't want to talk to him after everything that happened when they were younger. And there's like a, you know, thing in the sex club, which is like totally fine. I don't care. She is like part of that too. But I just felt no chemistry between them. And I'm like, why? What am I reading? Why? She's like, oh, he wants to try and get back with me, and he explained and it makes sense and blah, blah, blah. But like, oh my God. Like, what are you doing? What? Like, I like Nico, but also, like, it's like she's trying to have a mafia romance, but not be mafia, but she's also still trying to keep that humor and be rom-com-y, but it's not rom-com-y. Like, our female character is annoying to me. Like, I don't like her humor. Like, her humor is, like, straight-up rom-com humor, and I'm like, I liked Lights Out because their dark humor was the rom-com humor. It's kind of like Butcher and Blackbird, like, that kind of humor. It's very hard to explain unless you've read it, but I have no desire to try and like sit through work tomorrow specifically because it's Sunday night, so usually my audiobook time is saved for when I'm working. I don't want to sit through this audiobook tomorrow. I don't want to try and work and sit through this audiobook. I'm just going to say it. I'm not doing it. I'm DNFing it. So I don't know if I told you guys in my first clip because I filmed that right before I left, but I am at 20% through Bourbon and Proof, and obviously I said what it was about, but Ace is, I was talking to someone on Instagram. I was actually talking to Cassidy on Instagram from Covers with Cassidy. She's starting to read more contemporary romance, and she binged the series. She's like, oh my God, I just finished this morning. I want all your thoughts. And I was like, literally, like, we've seen these characters throughout the whole series. So in the first and second books, we've seen these characters, and I was like very excited. And she is very, what's the word, witty. She pushes his buttons. She's very bratty. She's always been like that. She's been like the younger sister to the brothers. Her best friend is the middle sibling, Lincoln, which we see in the second book. But I love how like she always pushes his buttons, right? And he's always like very stoic. And I always love it when the hero is like, his walls are just like being beat down by her. Like, he is, for some reason or another, but this one, she is just like so bratty, and she always calls him Daddy Ace, like, or throws in the daddy, because she did it once as a joke and she realized how much it bothered him, so of course she's gonna keep doing it. And I love that. I love the brattiness. I love just like the tension they have between each other is like crackling on the page, and that's the type of romances I love to read, not like Caught Up where they don't have, I feel like they don't have any chemistry in the slightest, and I have no desire to read it because nothing's happening plot wise. So I'm like, what's the point of me like trying to continue to read this? Anyway, so I'm gonna go, actually, I just uploaded my videos for the week to my Patreon early and stuff like that. I like to do that on Sundays as much as possible. I imported all my footage for my Friday video, which is the one right before it, which is the mid-year freakout tag. So definitely go watch that if you haven't already. I filmed it today, so I'm in the shirt. My hair is very wild in the video because I just curled it before I sat down. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do. So yeah, I'm gonna go now, lay down, get ready for bed, all that, get cozy in my bed. I have to watch Love Island. I forgot that Love Island came on tonight at 9 because I thought it was only Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday was the after show, but I guess Sunday is also an episode, and I don't want to get on Threads because I don't want anything to be spoiled. But when I tell you that this Love Island USA season 7 has taken over my life, I truly mean that. I truly mean that. It has taken over my life, and I am not mad at it in the slightest. I'm gonna go read Bourbon and Proof. I don't know the next audiobook because the 2 books that I want to read, one's audio fantasy like from the Saboteur series and then one's Windweaver. So I think I'm just gonna stick with this physical read right now and see how I'm feeling tomorrow during the day to see if I want to start a different audiobook that maybe could be a 5-star read. I'm gonna go. That's enough of me yapping. Great start to this vlog. It's fantastic. Love that for me. It's fantastic. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good weekend, good Sunday if you're watching this on Sunday or the week. But I will chat with you guys probably tomorrow with my coffee. Hello, it is a Tuesday. I spent yesterday really working, watching Love Island, which literally, guys, has taken over my life. Like, I have not sat down at night for a TV show, like when the time premieres at 9 p.m. and I can't even tell you how long. Like, I've always just watched the TV show the next day or like waited a couple days, but like literally Love Island USA season 7, I've been sat every single night at 9 p.m. waiting, minus the after shows because I really don't care about that. But I do have a reading update. Like I have been reading. It has been a little slow, but I feel like I'm going into a slump, and that's literally like the worst thing for myself. So yeah, first update, Bourbon and Proof by Victoria Wilder. Okay, I got 70% into this book last night, so I went from like 25-30% to 70% last night. So like last night after I watched Love Island, I read in bed for the rest of the night, and it was fantastic. I do plan to finish that tonight before Love Island. We'll see if that actually happens, but my plan is to finish it before Love Island at 9, and I work till 7. So that might be pushing it, but we'll see. What else was I gonna say? Oh, you know what I might do? I might read on my treadmill today and walk. Unless we take the puppies out for a WAOK. Tentative on what my afternoon's gonna look like. But I did start this book, Rebirth the Gate. So I had my audiobook, it came in. I'm officially 50, technically 51%. So this is the 3rd book in the Ember and the Ashes series. I can't obviously talk about what happens in this book in particular because it would be a spoiler for like the first 2 books if you haven't read it. Now, the first book I gave 4 stars, the second book I gave 5 stars, and this one, halfway through, I have like mixed feelings. So I still love these characters that we're following. Of course, with any fantasy series, the world is going to expand like once you move on from like the first book and the second book pretty much. So not only do we have this map, which I have been referencing, we also have this map of the city, one of the cities I should say. And while I do like this book, I don't know if this one is going to be a 5-star. I don't know. I have a feeling, I also don't know if the Victoria Wilder is going to be a 5-star. Like, I literally thought all these books were going to be 5 stars, and now I'm like really, really scared that they're not going to be 5 stars. Like, the Victoria Wilder, I'm liking it. I just need to see how everything wraps up, because right now it's pretty messy. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty messy in the Victoria Wilder one. But for this one, the characters are going through things like separately. So like in any fantasy series, the characters will separate for reasons and for different adventure stuff. And in this one, they're all separate, like always. And they'll have like moments where they like interact with each other, but basically what's happening is like at the end of the first book, the 2 storylines that you're following merge together. And then in the 3rd book, they're like merged together, as in like they're traveling together, they're doing things, they're going on adventures. Like Laia and Elias are going on adventures together in book 2, and then we see a POV from another character that you've previously seen in book 1, which I really liked that. Now this one, they're kind of all having their own separate stories again, if that makes sense. So like Elias is going on his story from certain things that happened in the second book, and then Laia is obviously going around her story. And like, I like each individual character, but it's like not boring. It's just like, yeah, we're trucking along. Like, obviously we're working up towards this big ending in the last book, you know, if that makes sense. Like, something is going to happen between the last 50% of this book to end on I'm pretty sure it's going to end on a cliffhanger. Yeah, it's just like, and then the other POV character that we get of in the second book, we're seeing her story too, and I do like her story. Like, I like all the 3 characters that we're following stories, but they're all separate right now, so it feels like not jarring, because it's not that way at all. Like, Sabati here really writes it in a way that, like, even though you're switching POVs like every chapter, every other chapter, it's not like you're taken out of the story. It's like the natural progression of what things are happening. But I feel like not the 5-star vibes I was getting from the second book already. Like, by halfway through the second book, I already kind of knew like where it was going. Like, I was really engaged. I loved everything that was happening. And this, I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. It's like leaning towards a 4-star. Not like horrible. Like, I'm enjoying the read. That's what I've been doing for most of my morning. So I'm gonna continue listening to this. I don't think I have 7.5 hours left, and I'm listening at like 1.75 speed. So I probably won't finish this one today. This will probably be finished tomorrow, which will be perfect because I want to start the Wind Weaver tomorrow at night, like my physical read. So I have that audiobook. So I have that physical book that I told you guys that I really want to read. And then I'm going to listen to Ashley Poston's Sound Like Love. My audiobook hold came in. I was number 11 in line, and they said they only had 2 copies. And of course, she's a big author, is releasing today. So I'm assuming they were going to add more copies, and they did. They added more copies, and I got my audio hold, and I'm very excited for that one. So those will be kind of like the last, that's like the vibes I'm going for. Of course, my never-ending TBR. I have so many books on my TBR that I could read, but those are the ones where I'm like hardcore, like, yes, I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go listen and keep on working, keep on trucking along. And yeah, I feel like this vlog is very boring, and I'm so sorry for that, but I'll update you guys later. Hello, welcome to a Wednesday night update for you. It's almost 10 o'clock. I've had a very long work day, very eventful work day, and then I just had a lot to do after that with dinner and everything. I have a pretty big reading update. As you can tell, I have 2 books next to me, but last night I finished Bourbon and Proof. I always want to say Bourbon and Lies, but that's the first book. I finished Bourbon and Proof by Victoria Wilder. So Ace and Hadley's story is very interesting. I ended up giving it 4 stars. So solid 4 stars for the books. I think I gave book 2 actually 4.5 stars because I felt like it was a little bit more like emotional in that way. Like, I was attached to the characters, like both Lincoln and Faye. I was attached to the story more. I was like a little bit more emotional. And then with Bourbon and Proof, I felt like the suspense part of it was, you could see it coming, like literally see it coming from out of nowhere. That was like a little anticlimactic, but I did like their romance together. I also feel like with Marriage of Convenience, this is like my big thing with Marriage of Convenience, is like it has to be like angsty and like they're trying to stay away from each other. But I forget that like these 2 characters have spent the last like 10 years trying to stay away from each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've literally tried to, like, she's tried to like get under his skin, and he's just tried to put up this mask of like, no, nothing bothers me, stuff like that. So it it was interesting with their romance because once they got together, it was a very quick, like once they got married, I should say, like their marriage of convenience, it was pretty quick that like being in the same room as them, like living in the same room, living in the same house, doing all this stuff was very easy to like see that like they were gonna fall for each other pretty quickly. So there was no like angst, there was no push and pull in that because we already gotten it, but we didn't actually see that on page as much, if that makes sense, because we saw it from like other characters in the previous 2 books. I really hope that's making sense. Also, I found it interesting, like usually an author will like set up for their next book, like clearly in like the end of this book, she's trying to set up for the new series and it's like Whiskey Girls and it's very intriguing. And I think I know who that may be. I could be totally wrong. I usually don't always guess, but there was a part where they went from Kentucky, like where they are in Fiasco, Kentucky, they went to Colorado. And I thought that's what they were she was trying to set up, like, oh, I'm going from Kentucky to Colorado and we're gonna try this. But apparently that's from a previous series. And I'm like, the characters were all married and I was like, wait, they're not single, like we're setting up. So it was a little like, that part felt like dumb to me. I was like, oh, it's just to have them go away, spend some time together, have a spicy scene, and then like come back, like, because they said I love you during that part and stuff like that for the first time. So like that part, I was like, not my favorite. Like overall it was solid. This is not my favorite in the series, which makes me sad because I was really hoping for more like Ace and Hadley banter, like on page, than we saw. So I did also finish the audiobook today of A Reaper at the Gates, and unfortunately I give this 3.5 stars. Will I find a 5-star read in this vlog? I literally don't know. I have 2 more books. 2 more books and that's it. We've gone from a DNF to a 4-star to a 3.5 star now, okay? I swear to God, if these last 2 books I'm gonna read, which I'll tell you in a second, are not 5 stars, I'm gonna lose it. Anyway, this is my least favorite in the series, which I had a feeling that one of the books in the middle, or like one of the books would feel like a filler book. And I feel like this is what this is. It's setting up for the Great War, that great battle that's gonna happen in the 4th book, which I am pretty excited for. I like the blood strike. I don't think that's a spoiler. I like the storyline of that character in here. I'm liking it a lot more than I thought I would. I don't particularly like the storyline of Elias and Laya right now. Like I said in my last clip, they kind of all go their separate ways. And 2 of the characters, not Elias, Laya and another character come together at the end of this book in a like, let's work together, see what we can do kind of way, which I don't mind. Because that's kind of how the 1st book was, where it's like Elias and Laya were 2 separate stories and then they converged and stuff like that. The 2nd book, they're kind of together and then they go apart for a while. And then this book, all 3 characters that we're following, they all go their separate ways, and then only 2 of them kind of, they converge at the end of this book, but that's not really like a spoiler because I'm not telling you how or what it is. But we don't see Elias and Laya, and I felt like this is from a romance perspective. The romance is like very quick, like clearly they feel something for each other, and then all of a sudden in this book at the end, they're like, I love you, no matter what. So I'm like, I like it, it's fine. But I'm like, oh, I could tell that most of this book was filler to explain the world, to explain more characters like that are empowered, to set up certain storylines. Like it was blatantly obvious in this book. And sometimes with fantasy and fantasy romance, I don't ever see it, but I did see it in this one. So unfortunately, this was a 3.5 star, but I am gonna continue and read the last book. When? I don't know. Next book. The Wind Weaver. This is the one I'm going to start tonight. So I actually bought this book from Amazon in my haul, and I realized that like the whole like seam and glue right here is like all coming undone. So like when I was reading it, it was like easy for it, like moves really easy. So I put in a request for Amazon to return this one. Why they want a broken book, I don't know, but return this one. Also, it's like crooked, like you can see it. Well, I don't know. See how it's like crooked? It's like crooked. There you go. That's how you can see it. And so when I started reading this, I read a chapter last night just because I wanted to like have a chapter down before I went to sleep last night. So I did read a chapter. Anyway, my actual like finished book, like my new copy came, it's upstairs. So I'm actually gonna physically read this one because it's broken anyway and I have to return it. So I'm gonna actually like hold this one so I don't mess up the other one. That's upstairs. But the Libby Gods Love Me and my audiobook came in for this. It literally said I had 3 weeks, and last night I was going to return it, like cancel my hold, that's what I meant, not return it, but cancel my hold. And I was like, you know what, I'm not technically starting this book till tomorrow. Let's just leave the Libby hold, and if it comes in and I'm done with this book, then I'll like, you know, skip it or whatever. And it came in, literally, I was like 3 chapters done. Like I had 3 chapters left in this book on Libby, and it came in, and I'm so excited because now I get to like take a shower, get all ready for bed, snuggle in bed with this book and my audiobook. Like, if you don't know me, immersive reading fantasy and or fantasy romances is literally one of my all-time favorite things to do. And the 1 chapter that we got from this book, I am ready. I am ready. I have a feeling this is gonna be it. Like 5-star vibes, 5-star vibes, 5-star vibes. Please, please, please. That's my little mantra to this book. Oh, even the cover's all messed up. Anyway, that's that one. And then tomorrow during work, because I don't always listen to fantasy unless it's like farther in a series, but I do want to start the Ashley Poston audio at some point. So that's my update. I'm sorry that this vlog is just me yapping a lot. I do like my hair like this. We'll see how it looks tomorrow when it's 2nd day hair. That's my reading updates. Pretty eventful for me, is considering I don't have a 5-star read. Don't know if it's eventful for you, but there it is. So yeah, Wind Weaver, better fix my freaking life. Hello, happy Friday. It's like 5:30 in the afternoon. I did get up early and I was working, and then I just was feeling not great. So I took a little bit of a break, took a little nap, and I feel a little bit better. So we're back at the desk. But I did want to give you a reading check-in because I've gotten pretty far in both books that I'm reading. So I started the Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston yesterday. And I was like so close to DNFing it. I was like 10% in. I was like, you know what? No, we're gonna keep going with it. Like, it was true, like hate to love, just because like he thought she was a fan. It's like a musician type thing where she's a songwriter, he's a musician. And he thought she was a fan, and that's why she was around him. And she's like, I'm not a fan at all. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what? No, I don't want anything from you. Like, this is not what this is. So I kept listening, and it's actually getting really good. So basically, so far 36%. I'm pretty sure this is in the back of the book, but Ashley Poston always has like a fantastical thing. But basically, our female character can hear someone in her head. Like, they can communicate kind of like telepathically, but they can't like see. It's just like talking. Yeah, they've been talking to one another and stuff like that, and it'll happen like randomly. It's not like they can turn it on and off. It's just like randomly happening. And so I'm like, okay, this is the little fantastical twist. I'm really liking this because I have theories on who the person she's talking to is. But I don't know what it's up, and I know that this had dementia in it. Like, her mom has either early Alzheimer's or dementia, I can't remember which one, but she talks about how like things are changing with her mom and yada yada. And I don't know what it is this year in particular, but like the Say You Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, that one also, her mom has early Alzheimer's or dementia, where she's struggling with like her mom losing her memories and like not remembering anything and stuff like that. Same thing with Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. I'm like, this is the 3rd book I've read in like 3 months where it's like this. I'm like, do we really need to have like the same thing? But I honestly think it's because like our generation is getting older. Like, I say our, like Ashley Poston, Kennedy Ryan, stuff like that. They're like a little bit older, and so like their parents probably have gone through it. Like, I'm pretty sure they all have like personal reasons for writing it, but I feel like Alzheimer's and dementia is such like so prevalent now. I'm not minding the talk of that because like she's back at her hometown with like, I think it's like a bar type thing, but I think it's like a performance, like music home, like old town performance place that they sell like drinks and stuff like that. So like, I'm not minding it at all, but I'm kind of like, I don't know where it's gonna go, because I'm like, that's a lot to like dive into with like the dementia again. Like, this is like the 3rd book, like I said, in a couple months. So I'm gonna keep listening to that while I work, because I can listen to that while I work. But The other book that I'm reading, sorry, I'm working at the same time. The other book that I'm reading that I got 49% into last night, The Wind Weaver. Okay, I was a little skeptical because it's very fast-paced in the way that it's like traveling, you know, like you see that she's literally about to die in the first chapter because she's a halfling and they kill halflings in the Midlands and stuff like that. And then Captain Scythe, is it Captain Scythe or is it Commander Scythe, he comes in and like kills everyone, takes her, swooshes her away, travels days up to the Northern Lands. It's not called the Northern Lands. What is it called? I've been referencing this map a lot because it's very important. The Northlands, that's what it's called. And when she's up there, all of these things are happening. Like, it's very fast-paced. She's encountering other people that want to kill her, like other types of clans, I guess you can say, that's up there. There's rival kingdoms when she gets up there. There is really weird creatures, and of course she's forced to use this power that she's never used before in her life, so she's like kind of learning at the same time. It's very, very fast-paced, but the beginning I felt like they had like tension between them two, between Scythe, Commander Scythe, and our female character. I forgot her name. Rhea, that's her name. Okay, I was like, wait, it starts with an R. But Rhea and Scythe, they do have this like chemistry at the beginning, but it's more like, I don't really know you, so I'm gonna keep you at distance, and like you're not letting me in, but she wasn't letting him in either because it's only from her point of view. And then we just got to a part, like literally last night I was listening to this book as I was falling asleep, and I got to a part where I was like, no way, no way. So all that being said, it has taken a lot of my personal inner strength to not say F everything today and go read this book. But I do hope to sit down and read tonight for a little bit. Love Island is on tonight. Love Island was on last night and I did watch it. It is wild, but I love Megan Thee Stallion, so I'm glad she like brought in some positivity. So we had Megan Thee Stallion and not Huda the Hurricane, which was nice. So anyway, I am gonna go back to work because I want to finish up everything I need to so I can go sit down and read this book and get all cozy and just like snuggle in because things are getting so good, and I know the last half of this book is going to be really, really good. So that is my plan. I don't know if I'll finish Sounds Like Love tonight. That was my plan while working, but I also took like a 3-hour break, so I didn't get to listen, but I am gonna listen now. Before dinner comes, we ordered dinner because it's Friday. Now, we usually go out to dinner with my parents, but I was like, we're going to order in because I don't want to do anything. I don't want to cook. I'm not feeling well. So we got some Korean food, which I'm very excited for. But I will say that I'm loving The Wind Weaver more than I love Sounds Like Love. Will Sounds Like Love be a 5-star? Probably not. Something would really have to shock me, but I really love Ashley Poston, so who knows, she could throw something out of left field and it'd be a 5-star. But The Wind Weaver is on its way to being 5-star, so I'm like, please stay good, don't mess it up. So that's my update. I'll talk to you guys later. Hi, I am here to number 1, update you on 2 books that I finished. Number 2, update you on a new addition to our family. And number 3, close out this vlog because it is a day late and I'm so sorry. I wanted to get this edited Saturday night to post it Sunday. And here I am filming this on a Sunday because I will tell you. So I did finish The Wind Weaver, I think it was Friday night if I'm not mistaken, Saturday morning I think it was. And I'm giving this like 4.5 stars. I just filmed my whole like 5-star reads for this year video. I have a ton of books in front of me. And I put this in that video because I rated it 5 on Goodreads and I put like in the review like 4.5 stars. And I go back and forth. So I'm still like noodling on it, but I think this is a very, very strong like 4.5, 5-star read, like romantasy. And if you're looking for a really unique magic system and a really like cool world building, I think you would really like this. I don't think I've read a magic system like this where they're called remnants and they all have like one individual like element. So like she has air, hence the Wind Weaver. She can control air and like stuff like that. She doesn't know that she can until like farther into the book, but you know that from the back of the book. There's a fire element, there's a water, there's earth and stuff like that, and I find it interesting. I found it really, really cool that the author kind of created that. Not created, it's not new, it's not innovative, but I thought it was interesting that she put it in the romantasy. This is a very slow burn romance, okay? There were times where the tension was crackling on the page and I was like, just kiss already. Ugh. Was getting to me, but I really liked the romance. I think I'm only up to book 4 in the Plated Prisoner series, but if you like the Plated Prisoner series, like the romance with that, this book is for you. I will say that's like the closest I can say is like what this kind of is. So I did like that. And then today, well, between yesterday and today, I finished Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. And I will have to say this is probably my least favorite Ashley Poston book. I'm giving it 3.5 stars because a lot of I know exactly why I didn't like it as much is because with other Ashley Poston books, you see that she writes in a way that's like about our female character finding love or doing something like that, and there's a fantastical twist, okay? With this book, it teeters on women's fiction because it's about her mom, it's about her family dynamic, what's going on with her family. Her mom has dementia and or Alzheimer's, I can't remember which one, but she's just got her diagnosis with that, and you see like the early stages of that and how it's affecting her family and what she's doing with the family business called The Revelry, which is like a bar or like a music hall, I guess you could say, where like performances happen. And it's interesting because I don't know how I feel about more of these authors going that way. I don't know if it's just like a one-off book, but like it was still a good read. I liked the romance. I thought it was cute. I thought it was adorable, like her finding love with someone and writing a song together. And I thought it was cute. It was adorable, but it didn't have like tension or angst or anything like that. So it wasn't like, you know, emotional for me. So I landed at a 3.5 stars. So unfortunately, I did not find a 5-star read in this vlog. I feel like I literally jinx myself because I've done vlogs like this before where I say at the beginning, I'm gonna find a 5-star read in this vlog, and then I never do. So I kind of jinxed myself. But my second, I guess, I don't know, second or third, anyway, it's been a long couple of days. We have a new kitten. We don't have a name yet. I'm leaning towards Mochi. My husband is leaning towards Maki, like sushi, because we have Miko, Misi, and Mimi. All M-I or M-E, and I need a M-A, M-O or something because I get Misi and Mimi confused all the time. I call them different names, like I switch their names up. So I'll pop up some videos while I'm talking, but basically she'll be featured in some vlogs. I think I'm gonna take a week off of vlogging because it's a lot with like having a kitten, but she's 4 weeks old, and we heard her out in the yard like for the last 2 days, like screaming. We have like bushes and ivy in our yard, like brush stuff, and she's been hiding in there. And the mom, we've seen the mom cat last week, but the last 2 days the mom cat has not come back, and the baby has been screaming night and day. Like when Brennan takes the dogs out to go to the bathroom, because it's in our enclosed fence, like you could hear it from our deck, and it's a decent way. So she's been screaming and screaming and screaming. We have not seen the mom night or day. We've been watching. So Brandon was like, I don't know what we should do. I said, we'll see if she'll even come to you. Like, she might be a feral cat already. We didn't know how old she was. We do know that our neighbor told us that the cat had babies because she found them in her yard. But the mom came back that night to care the kittens and move them other places. So, like, we haven't seen them until literally, like, 4 weeks later. So, yep, she's a little gray kitten. She is a girl. I took her to the vet this morning. She can't get vaccines yet, but she doesn't have ear mites. They gave her a dewormer, all that stuff. She does have a couple of fleas that we're giving her flea baths, which is normal. She's been in the bushes, like, clearly. So that's normal. She's in a little crate, all cozy and warm. She's playful. She eats. Like, she's eating totally fine. She's going to the bathroom. So the vet said that she looks pretty healthy, but she is a new member of our family. So we have 2 dogs, 2 cats. Mimi is not the biggest fan. But hopefully she'll warm up. It'll be fine. I'll just, like, I'm not pushing them together. Miko loves her. Miko wants to play with her and like get next to her. He's like an old man, so he's soft and gentle. So when she was eating, Miko was just sitting on the bed next to her while I was watching her eat, and he just was wagging his tail watching her. So she didn't hiss at him or anything. She has hissed at Misi because Misi is big and loud and doesn't know how to be soft and gentle. I mean, she does, but not with a cat like that. So we're keeping them separate just because she is 4 weeks old. I think she's like 4.5 weeks now. I think she's between 4 and 5 weeks, but yeah, I take her back to the vet in about 2 to 3 weeks to get some other stuff, but so far so good. That is a new member of our family, so that's why my vlog is late. I apologize, but that is my life, and that has been my craziness. I went to the pet store yesterday, got some kitten food. I've been, you know, taking care of her, making sure she goes to the bathroom, getting her acclimated, making sure she's cozy and she's warm and she has a place to burrow. I've never had a kitten that young, so if you have any advice, let me know. Nice advice, please, not mean. But if you made it this far and you want to let me know, leave me a little kitten emoji or like a cat emoji. She is super cute, super playful. She tries to meow, so she squeaks when she meows. But yeah, she will be featured in some upcoming vlogs because she'll probably be attached to me or Brandon. But that is all I have for this vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, even though I didn't find a 5-star read, but make sure you like and subscribe for more content for me. As always, I hope you're living a novel life, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.